This year, I went to Cambridge. It's Freshers Week. We've had a long summer and now I'm moving in and checking out my room.
Oh, same scale as ours.
No, I just brought that, Mum. Here's some background context. My name's Hayden. I study computer science at Jesus College. When I was 17, I did an interview over a Zoom call, and now here I am today.
What do you think?
Something to do with the RAM?
So the answer was 2.
Here I am making it into Cambridge. And off I was shipped to the front gate in October. Freshers Week highlights: I saw someone get hit by a motorcycle, I programmed, I matriculated, I saw a deer. It was fun. Enjoying Freshers Week is easy. Just don't eat, don't sleep, don't get sharked, you'll be good. Okay, honestly, it's just a bunch of club nights, and we don't even get a Freshers Week in Cambridge, we get a Freshers couple of days. Our weeks start on Thursday for some reason. I actually don't even know why. Well, hold on. Why do Cambridge weeks start on Thursday? Okay, doesn't look like we've got a reason. I think we just think we're better than everyone else. There's a lot of that goes around, actually. You can tell that Cambridge as a place loves itself. From the first week, we're introduced to fancy matriculations and formal dinners, and it is quite cool. But in Freshers Week, I found the biggest switch up to be the drinking culture. Look, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people who don't drink at all at uni, and they do just fine. But Jesus, I was shocked by the insane amount of drinking so many people can stomach. Like, look at little Tom, such an innocent engineer. Of course he's gonna take it easy.
Oh my god, oh hell no, man, what the man? How are you in my room?
I barely drink at all at home, so getting placed into an environment where far too many people are exceeding their 14 unit limit was a shock. And hey, I wasn't gonna abstain. In those first few weeks, I drank the most alcohol I'd ever consumed, which is still probably not that much for the average Cambridge student. I can't say it was my favourite way to spend time with people, but I'm not gonna hate either. I had fun. Once you were finished and pre's were wrapping up, it would be time to hit the streets of Cambridge. Listen guys, if you've heard Cambridge is one of the worst uni nightlives, you've heard wrong. Having the colleges situated around the centre of this tiny city is the real Cambridge privilege. The clubs are 10-minute walks for most. London wishes they had this, and we are absolutely spoiled for choice. We've got Revs, we've got Lolas, we've got Vinyl. Okay, we've got Revs and Lolas, and sometimes MASH. But genuinely, I think it's an optimal night out. You can pre at different colleges if you know anyone there, take a quick walk to the centre, and since there's only one popular club at any given night, most people in Cambridge who are going out will be at the same place. So it gets packed. I'm telling you, the replayability is high. So much so that it took me a while to remember I'm studying a degree. I think the idea of studying computer science sometimes comes across like but in reality it's a bit more like which is okay. I knew it was going to be a grind. There's pros and cons about the
Cambridge Comsky
lifestyle. We get to be considered one of the real degrees. Looking at you, philosophy, theology, MML, AIMS, history of art, education, classics, archaeology, this, economics. We have a pleasantly sized cohort we can snobbishly claim we're the most worthy, but we had to be delusional to get here. We write code on paper and exam. It is not interesting. The department's kind of far. People think we stink as soon as we introduce ourselves.
Computer science?
Yeah, we get a lot of stereotypes, and I've had enough computer science interaction at this point to confirm that they are mostly accurate. It's not the worst thing in the world, and I'm not saying I'm void of them either.
Hey, check this out.
We are the most socially oppressed course, but it's not a big deal. I find most of the cohort quite chill. What is a big deal is the level they're working at. These guys are insane. Everyone is practically bred for demolishing content. I thought I'd be ready for it since my school was already quite competitive, but I struggled to keep up. Everyone around me seemed so mature, and I always felt a bit So I did the only thing Cambridge students are known for. I hit the library. Yep, sadly an integral part of Cambridge lifestyle. Pulling up to Jesus Library and dropping a casual 5 hours was just a necessary part of the routine to keep up. It wasn't the hardest I've worked, there were many new priorities to juggle, but of course it was still important to me. I found myself slipping out of lectures, as I thought they weren't the most effective way of learning. But without that routine, I lost track of my sleep schedule and fell behind on work. I'd punished myself with more hours in the library, but they weren't effective. I'd missed deadlines. It was bad. After a while, you just need a break. You want to pay a long overdue visit to your favourite Cambridge establishment, Revolution Bar and Club. You pull up to pre's, drink alcohol, become deranged, go out, return at 3 AM, wake up after lectures. You've missed everything already, so there's no point rushing to get ready. Slither around your room for a few hours, have breakfast, Punish yourself in the library and vow never to let your lips touch that horrid substance again. Next week, you forget you're supposed to be disgusted and the deadly cycle repeats itself. I went through this one too many times in my first 2 terms. And as a reward, Josh made me a heartfelt AI song just for me. This cycle actually messed me up quite a lot. It wasn't the clubbing or the drinking itself, but more so the effect it had on my sleep schedule. And after so many times of waking up to the sound of the cleaners after lectures are finished, it got frustrating. Week 5 blues are an Oxbridge phenomenon, where students find themselves particularly prone to burnout on the 5th week of their 8-week terms. I'm still not sure whether it's actually a real thing or just the greatest feat of shared psychosis we've gaslighted ourselves into. Nevertheless, real or not, I was sad. I missed my friends from home, I was behind on work, and my routine was ruined. There was only so much nighttime gym sessions could do for me, but it was okay. The term was nearing an end and Bridgman celebrations came in. As we go home over the winter holidays, we celebrate on the 25th of November. You're welcome, Merwan. Funny, right? I was so ready to leave. I needed the reset, but there was one last tradition of the term to take part in. They did it. They put 3,000 Oxbridge students on a mountain. The annual varsity ski trip takes students from both Oxford and Cambridge to the Alps. It's a really cool sight to see, and more skiing than I've ever done before. It's quite expensive though, it cost me about £1,000, but gave a nicer ending to the term. Enough sadness. I'm back for Lent. I was gonna do it right this time. First things first, immediately leave Cambridge and pay a visit to Newcastle. Now clean all the peanut butter that exploded in my suitcase. And to clear my mind, let's tour the colleges. Potentially my favourite feature of the city, the college system is awesome. Each location its own independent ecosystem of students, with unique architecture and stereotypes. Cambridge has 31 of them. It's such a nice system as you're given a well-connected cohort of people around you where people know each other. You mix with people from every course, which puts you at 2 degrees of separation with practically everyone in Cambridge. Everyone is a mutual, and college hopping is an art in itself. I got to most of the colleges this year for one reason or another. To hang out, for supervisions, for pre or events, to eat or work together, or just to look around. They're quite different, and applicants always ask for opinions, so here's my personal reviews. Just remember, my opinion is literally objectively true, and if you disagree, you're just incorrect, I'm afraid. We'll start with the D-tier colleges. Clare Hall, Hughes Hall, St Edmunds. Unfortunately, they just hold no relevance at all. We've been outside Clare Hall though. C-tier colleges. Medwards lives in Newnham Shadow, but has an interesting ball library. Wolfson, the most relevant mature college. Fitz, also nice, but terrible location. Darwin, it's actually quite nice, but it's held back by being a mature college. Lucy Cav, a nice college that's incredibly poor. B-tier colleges. Robinson's aesthetics is 0 when you walk in, but the gardens are lovely and really do make up for it. It's also known for Rob Bop. Cats is quite small, but seems like an intimate community. Girton's nice, it feels like a school, but it's so far away. I have not been to Corpus, but the clock is cool. Magdalen is pretty, but a bit out of the way. Selwyn looks gorgeous. It has a cool snowball and is directly connected to Sidge, but is in poverty. Homerton is an easy A-tier college, if it wasn't also miles away. I have never been to Keys. Sydney has a nice bar, but a terrible servery. Peterhouse is the oldest college, and it shows. Good location at least. Churchill is massive and filled with STEM students, but people do not like the buildings. A-tier colleges. Queen's has got Mathematical Bridge and is very pretty. Downing is supposedly Tory, but seems nice. I have never been to Pembroke. Trinity Hall has an awesome library view and is very pretty along the river. Clare has free punt access and Clare Cellars, and is also very long. Interesting college. Newnham is a gorgeous college and surprisingly relevant. S-tier colleges. Price has an academic reputation and some of them get to live above KFC. Tied for 4th, Emmanuel and Jesus are both very strong colleges, with Jesus slightly bigger and wealthier, and Emmanuel with its ducks.
What the fuck is that, bro? It's a harem.
King's is arguably the most iconic college, where I took this awesome pick. Finally, we have Trinity and John's tier. John's has it all. It's huge, it's rich, it's beautiful, and has so many haters. People think they are snobs. Trinity shares this reputation and is the most famous Cambridge college, but they can't touch their own grass. Once you know a few people at other colleges, you can go to their formals. I've been at Jesus, Selwyn, Christ, Trinity, Peterhouse, and Emmanuel, and they're generally quite worth it. It's a 3-course dinner served by the college where you wear your college gown and optionally drink wine. At Jesus, it's only 13 quid, but at Trinity, it's almost 30. They're a good excuse to socialise, even though the food can be less fancy than it looks. Throughout the year, I would gather faces from these ventures and every so often organise a death bunt, bringing people together to fend for their lives on the camp. This first time we made a big mistake going at night.
Guys, get in. No. Hey, you're fine, you're fine. I'm having a great time. I'm rowing, but I'm turning it this way. Tiny fucking oars.
The punt is the wrong way around.
the right way now.
No, this is not how you punt.
Mate, I'm just...
The second time was more of a success.
Why do you weigh so much?
Are we sinking?
Yeah, we're sinking.
It's a dead fish.
Yeah, get it.
No, do not, please. Oh, you got it. It's actually a dead fish. Will, stop. Will, stop. Will, I'm gonna kill you. Will. Splashed on me.
The third time, it was somehow much worse.
I should have just dropped the shit.
That is so peak, man.
Man, I'm going home.
Our friends are in, and now this.
Halfway through the term, I realised I'd become quite distracted once again. I was going out less, but I still found myself going to bed very late due to a new phenomenon I can only describe as addiction to function. Anyone can be addicted to function, and you'll know when you find yourself in the kitchen hanging out and you realise you've just been talking to the people around you for longer than you've spent working today. It's 2 AM now, and you're still just hanging out. You know your sleep is already affected by this point. You can't bring yourself to go to bed. It's 4 AM. Everyone's gone. You're the last one left. And you're still going. You were talking to no one. You were so addicted to function, you're functioning after the function has ended. Stop! Term 3, baby. This is it. This is actually my term. Okay, it actually is, because we have exams. If it's not my term, it's so unbelievably over. Let's get some perspective. I need to properly fix my sleep schedule. I need to learn content I still have not even seen before from both Michaelmas and Lent. I need to learn the content we are still being taught this term. Lectures end just 12 days before exams start, and we get tested on content for the entire year all at once. If I mess up these exams, I get removed from Cambridge and live in shame for the rest of my life. I already knew I wouldn't be covering everything. It was no longer possible. Even if I were to do nothing but study all day, every day for weeks, I had to be strategic with my time. I put together a plan. First things first, I gotta get back to the gym, man. Too many nights out and wine at formals has been suppressing optimal hypertrophy.
I woke up and I got fresh as hell on a Monday. I can't go to hell, I went to church last Sunday. Last Tuesday I met a model on a runway. She said she wanna run away with me and hit the highway.
Secondly, I needed a way to feed myself quicker. In Michaelmas and Lent, I'd done a lot of cooking since I felt more self-sufficient, but the spiel of shopping, preparing the meals and washing dishes would take hours from the day I could no longer afford. I needed something quick. And for the third step of the plan, it was time to crack those hours. 7:30 in the morning, and I'm cycling into Clare College Memorial Court to get a good session done with Neil. We're from the same school and work together to make it here, so it's cool to be doing our degrees together. We lock in and then void to the computer lab. Don't kill us, where I surprise people with my presence at a lecture. I gave up on a lot of these in Michaelmas and Lent, but this time I couldn't afford to fall behind. I still don't believe lectures are the most efficient way to learn what you need to learn, but they kept me up to pace with everyone else. And studying in Jesus' library was no longer cutting it for me. I was too comfortable. This is Jesus' library the night before exams.
I think that will be able to get sleep.
I needed a place with a serious atmosphere, where I feel pressure to look useful at all times. Somewhere you get dirty looks for sitting down too loudly. The law library became my home in Easter term. So many fond memories of sitting down and staring at my laptop. What a great place! Honestly, it was very helpful and a good working environment. My degree just may have been saved in this building. In addition to that, my whole life at Cambridge was functioning better this term. My sleep had a good routine to it, I didn't feel bad spending time outside of work, and I felt better connected to the people around me. Since I was better caught up, I could work with other people, and I found that very helpful. Easter term was by far my favourite term. It also happens to be the sunniest term we get. Cambridge is a beautiful place. I knew that coming here, and it's beautiful in the rain and against the moody winter nights and the darkness, but having the sun come out and getting the historic architecture plastered in golden light, it's amazing. It's something I won't forget after I've left this place. It's... But just as things get good, I find myself staring at a calendar realizing my first exam has arrived. Let's do it. Exam week, believe it or not, is always an enjoyable experience for me. You've done the work, so putting the answers on the page is rewarding, knowing that knowledge has served its purpose. There was a lot of stuff I didn't know, a lot. I knew there would be, but there was little I could do about not knowing things at this point. No point stressing. I took it super easy after exams began. Working with people was quite optimal through this period, as we could quickly fill in gaps of knowledge in short spaces of time. Wow, I was just taking trips to John's bar with exams filling the next few days. Before I knew it, I was walking out to my last exam, and Tom was there to greet me. And thus began May week. The first course of action was... I actually can't remember.
Do you want to switch the camera to your face?
No more drinks, okay? Do you want to flip the camera to yourself for a minute?
May week is awesome. It's such a strange time. All of these Cambridge students suddenly left with nothing to do but enjoy each other's company. And strangely, I became busier after exams had ended. Our friends from home came up to stay. I celebrated a special computer scientist's birthday. I played a saxophone, had dinner with the parents, John's bar, Prees, an Intermash, Trinity Hall garden party, bike ride to Grantchester, and Jesus May Ball. This last week was amazing. Spending time with the people who made this year so enjoyable in a stress-free environment made every hour of work worth it. No looming exams meant everyone could fully appreciate the present, and it notably made for a good time. And with that, my first year was over. Quick, wasn't it? That's certainly how it felt to me. And it made me realise the start of university is kind of a bizarre time. After leaving school, you're suddenly thrust into the outside world, left to fend for yourself. You're expected to socialise in a place where, at first, everyone's a stranger, and you're all you've got. Your schedule is managed by you. Your social life, as well as your work life, is up to you. You have to sort out your own food, your laundry, you have to change your own nappies. These can be trying times. But it's also exciting. Freshers is one of the most uncertain times of your life, which can be very anxiety-inducing. I know I was really scared before starting Cambridge. But the uncertainty also means freedom to choose how to live your life. There's potential, a sense that anything can happen, and it's all up to you. The defining aspect of freshers, to me, is the fact that you're an adult, kind of, for essentially the first time in your life. You're not a kid anymore, which a lot of people can feel sort of sad about, but I say to see it as a positive thing. You can live life on your own terms, figure out who you want to be and what you want to do. It's one of the rare times in life where you're constantly learning and growing, because you basically don't really know anything. So to anyone out there starting university as well, make the most of it. Grab every opportunity, take chances, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't let life pass you by, because before you know it, this part of your life will be over as well. All that's left will be memories. At a certain point in time, we'll find ourselves back home after a graduation, hopefully, with our whole life ahead of us and every university experience having been made. The Cambridge year is not without distractions. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's sad. It's frustrating. It's your worst nightmare. But don't let that stop you from enjoying what it has to offer.